So when we talk about that whole priest king line, uh, you got to understand that that is an institution. When the white man came, he adopted that system and then superimposed his own version of it on top of the royal protocol and institution that was already in place. So in traditional rulership, you have an emperor, right, or a king of kings. That's what an emperor is a king of kings or a god king. Okay, well, that that god king is called a president here. He's called a president, and then you got your paramount. Then you got your paramount kings, which would be like governors, and then you got your lesser kings and chiefs would be like mayors and aldermen and things of that nature. So they superimpose that system on top of our ancestor system. So y'all are all really familiar with royal protocol. It's just that you know it from a de facto government viewpoint. You don't know it from traditional rulership. You
True.
know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we get confused about the roles of kings, the roles of queens, the roles of rulers. I mean, to be honest with you, anybody who wants to be king has to be half crazy. I mean, because like you're talking about the duties of a glorified social worker. Like that's what you're talking about. You're talking about like somebody who's engaging in
Can't be no
humanitarian.
king unless you can walk on water. When I see somebody walking on water and healing people, that's when they can get my respect as anything other than a human.
Yeah,
Islamism,
you
Islamism.
know, you know when it comes to that particular thought, you have to understand that everything in the world is based on a hierarchy. Everything, from frequencies to colors to numbers, to everything is based on a hierarchy.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? And that's one thing African Americans got a problem with is actually following a hierarchy. That's why you hear the saying, "There's too many chiefs, not enough Indians." You see what I'm saying? Because everybody wants to be the head honcho. Everybody want to be the HNIC, but don't nobody want to take orders. Nobody wants to actually be the footwork. Everybody want to be king.
That's what's wrong
And
with our people.
you know what I'm saying? And then you have to understand, as, our traditional kings put in work. They work. The queens work. They do work. They don't sit around just getting waited on hand and foot and getting pampered all day. When you see those kings and queens and you see all those jewels and crowns and stuff, shit don't belong to them. That shit belong to the tribe. It belongs to the nation. Those are symbols of the nation. Those are symbols of power. When you see the throne, that's a symbol. You see what I'm saying? So in our traditional capacity, we have mostly been matriarchal societies. And when you hear about matriarchal societies, you hear people talk down about them. But in a matriarchal society, the king or the patriarch is an enforcer. He enforces the laws that the matriarch creates. I'll say it again: the woman creates the laws, and then the man is the one who enforces the law. And you can see that in African American culture even now. Mom makes the rules, and dad enforces the rules that mom puts down. You see what I'm
brother,
saying?
brother,
Uh,
brother. Can you repeat that again twice more for the people in the back that wasn't listening? That was powerful. Please, I'm sorry.
yeah. So you can see remnants of that culture in African American culture. The mother is the one who makes the laws. She's the one who makes the rules, and it's the father who enforces the laws. So when you're under that matriarchal system, it's not like this oppressive domination. It's not oppressive domination. In a matriarch, they actually put the man in his proper place. You know what I'm saying? Being an enforcer. That's what he's there for. That's what he's supposed to do. The king is the sign, but the queen is the symbol. You see what I'm
That's
saying? So
that's what most people look at as Big Mama and Pawpaw.
yeah,
They look more. We supposed to be that, but when we still have our ancestors, the ones before us, like my grandfather, who's 98 years old right now, we still go to him for things that's going on, and he still pushes a line with what's going on. You know, you could go and say, well, Paul, this is what's going on, and he'll say, well, this is the way that you need to take towards that, and go push it by your grandmama, and then
Right.
after that, you know, we go and do what it is, and usually we win when we listen to our ancestors. We listen to the ones before us. They've already seen a lot of things that we're gonna see. So yeah, I agree with that, because my papa's still alive right now, and he's still the matriarch of this family right now. Everybody life insurance is over there. Everybody's.
Yeah, like so when I got installed to a royal house, I was bestowed that title because of the service that I had put in for the monarchs. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's not easy. Some of this stuff wasn't easy, man. Like sometimes you have to burn your own resources. You have to be very, very clever and cunning. You know what I'm saying? Doing the things that you do, and you have to be loyal. You have to show loyalty. I had to take a oath to the throne. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I said, like, when people take on these titles, there's certain things that you're supposed to go through. A king, an emperor, a chief. All of those people go through what they call an outdooring ceremony or a coronation. You know what I'm saying? And it is a public event. There's no king, chief, queen that is crowned or placed upon a stool or a throne that's done in private. Never. That's completely out of protocol. I mean, just imagine if today they just announced, oh yeah, Blase is president now, and you never seen an inauguration, because that's what a president's coronation is called. It's called an inauguration. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, they superimpose their system on top of our ancestors shit. So what they're doing, like when you say, oh, fuck the system, and you don't agree. The system is the same system your ancestors put in place. They just tweaked it. That's all they did. All they did was tweak it. You know what I'm saying? So we have to come back into nationhood, tribalhood. I like to deal with tribalhood before I even start dealing with nationhood. But we need to start going back into tribalhood and getting back that tribal identity, because without the zeitgeist of the tribe, without the identity of the tribe, you know what I'm saying? That's what keeps cohesiveness going. You know what I'm saying? They do it here, but they call it patriotism. They call it patriotism. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be proud. You have to be proud of your people. You got to be proud of what y'all doing and trying to progress further. And a lot of people just, they don't really want to see that happen because they're not at the helm. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the reasons why the thrones did take to our tribe, because when we acknowledge the leadership, and we took a knee to it. And so whatever they asked us to do, we just perform it the best of our abilities. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we ended up actually getting adopted into the family. And then, we went through a whole naming ceremony. We had to take our oaths and all of that type of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a real beautiful event. They had kings, queens, chiefs, emirs. They had press from all over the country. I met the Chinese the Chinese commissioner or some shit like that, for the American embassy. It was so many diplomats and dignitaries at this event. You know what I'm saying? And when it happened, it was like one of the most spiritual things that ever happened to me. Because like I was literally being abducted into this family, this ancient family, these ancient lines that have not broken tradition in 10,000 years. And we were the first outsiders to actually come into the house in thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? It was unheard of. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, Her Majesty was kind of like ready to wash our hands with a lot of the stuff that the African Americans was on, because she constantly gets pushback from us, disrespected pushback, because we don't understand royal protocol. We don't understand how royals interact. And I'll give you an example. The royals don't look at racism like we do. We look at racism because we are a product of slavery and the Middle Passage and all that shit. But no one else in the world actually looks at racism like that. So they would marry a white man or a white woman if she is actually from a royal bloodline. And so some of those people that you see, they look white, they look Asian, they look Indian and shit like that, but they really have Cushitic blood flowing through their body. They really have Nubian blood flowing through their body, even though they look white, even though they look typically this way. You see what I'm saying? These people know who their family members are, and they keep track and they keep record of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of like I told the brother last night, we're in the 82nd dynasty of the reign of her imperial majesty, and in that dynasty, you have to understand her family lands was flooded. So a lot of the royals had moved out of Nubia. They moved out of Egypt along the Nile Valley, and they went into West Africa. They went into Europe. They went into all over the place, the Congo, the Americas, the Caribbeans. They went into those places, and that area is called Aswan. Aswan is the real throne land. That is the actual real throne land. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they were killing those royals left and right, and it started all the way back in the 18th dynasty, dealing with Akhenaten. And when that happened, that oracle had triggered a series of events, and so they had started moving the royals out of the Nile Valley. And that's the reason why you can find remnants of Nile Valley culture all throughout West Africa, all up and down the Niger Valley. That's why you can find it all throughout. The remnants of it, the language, the culture, it's all still there. Like, they just lied to us and told us it was dead. They lied to us and told us it was gone. It never. They just ain't never cared. They never cared about it. You know what I'm saying? That's our stuff. So if you ever go watch this movie, it's called Jason the Argonauts. In this movie, you will see the gods playing like this chess game with these pieces. And these pieces are like real people. You know what I'm saying? And you have to understand this game that we playing, it is chess. And they have managed to take our kings and queens off the board. They managed to take our kings and queens off the board, right? And when they done that, we didn't have a head anymore. That's the problem that we have right now. Anymore, I tell you, half the problem is that we don't have a political structure. We're civically dead, as what they call a civil mortuus. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't have representation. You cannot interact. You cannot interact and intercourse with other nations without having representation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's say, for instance, if somebody wanted to, cough up reparations, for lack of a better word, they wanted to pay African Americans for their troubles through the Middle Passage, right? Who would they send the funds to? 60 million individual people? You expect them to send, you know what I'm saying, 60 million individual people funds? Like that don't even make logical sense. So you would need a treasury. You know what I'm saying? You would need not only would you need a treasury, you need a political head. And we lack a political head. And that's literally half of the issue. That's literally half the problem. Is we lack those things, and without those things, we're gonna constantly keep stumbling over ourselves. I even told people, like, we just need to start electing our own. We just start electing our own rulers, and then follow them. Whatever they say goes. That's how you break. That's how you break the code. That's how you break this mode. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? Elia, he the king now. We're gonna adhere to him. Whatever he say, he do. If he tell us to vote this way, that's what we vote. If he say walk this way, that's what we doing. We got to get on that type of level. We got to get on that time. And until we get on that time, You know, it's just well wishing. It's a bunch of well wishing. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool, but that don't get no work done. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Like I don't want to soak up all the time and stuff, but this is a very serious issue. Dealing with understanding our political heads, because that's what our kings and queens would be. It would be a political head.
Brother Lyrell, take your time and cook. There's plenty of time. Take your time and cook, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, in our tribe, we came up with a treaty, and we started that treaty among our houses. Fuck intercoursing with other nations. Why would you intercourse with other nations when you ain't even intercoursing with the people in your community? You don't even have an agreement with the people in your community, let alone intercoursing with a whole other nation that already got their stuff in order. So we created a treaty amongst our houses, and that treaty is what we abide by. Those are our laws and our regulations. It's like 7 laws, and those are the things that we follow. And
list the 7 laws.
I'll have to pull them up. I'm actually walking right now. When I get to the crib, I'll be able to pull them up and tell you indefinitely. But I can give you I can paraphrase it for you though. So one of the laws is we will respect each other's banners, family names, crests, and we will not encroach on other people's titles. Another law is dealing fair business, having fair business with each other. You cannot con each other. You cannot charge each other interest. You can't do those things. The other laws is we agree on a particular tender for commerce. It's gold and silver and precious metals and things of that nature. And amongst our tribe, we trade with those. We don't trade fiat. You see what I'm saying? And another law is dealing with the women, the treatment of women and children, and excessive violence and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? We have to abide by those laws, because in the streets, people dying every single day. People dying every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand that death, that carnage, that shit comes from the lack of respect. It comes from the lack of respect, not respecting your neighbors.
Run, don't get bit.
I ain't scared of no dogs. And yeah. So it's like it's the lack of it's really the lack of respect that we have and the lack of trust that we have amongst each other. So you have to ask yourself, how do you build trust? How do you build trust? In our community where we lack trust amongst each other, ask yourself, how do I build trust? And the answer to that is very simple. It's you got to give a person a test. And what I mean by test is that if you broke my trust, the only way for you to gain that trust is for me to entrust something over to you. And
Hello.
Oh, it's his signal. We gotta wait till he come back in. We can't hear you, brother. Y'all.
Hello?
Oh, can there you go.
Oh,
yeah, we can hear
you. So I'm saying, like, how do you build trust among people that don't trust you? You have to give them something, a test. You have to give them something. Like, we could put it on a much simpler level. Your children, right? Your children did something you didn't like. They broke your trust. So in order for your child to regain trust, you have to give them some type of responsibility and then see what they do with that responsibility to see if you could start trusting them again. That's the same thing that we got to do to our own people. You know, I love Dr. Umar. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we really don't trust them. People that gave their money up for the school and everything, and you know, where that? Where is that? You see what I'm saying? And
Dr. Umar is still a man.
Oh yeah.
So even, you know, I do follow him as well, but no matter who you follow, they are a man.
Yeah.
So I do follow Dr. Umar. I think he's a very intelligent brother.
I think Dr. Umar will actually be a good candidate for black leader, African American leader, like whatever name or misnomer you want to use. I think he would be a good candidate.
Yes.
So I think Gary Chambers of Louisiana, I think he would be a good candidate. I think Dr. Anderson would be a good candidate. You know what I'm saying?
What you think about Ben?
Ben who?
I think his last name is, let me look him up.
Yeah, those people have displayed intelligence and wisdom when it comes to dealing with other people and the social work and shit that they do. That stuff is needed. Dr. Anderson, we need him for the Treasury Department. We need I was kind of sad to hear what's his name? Colin Powell had passed, because he would have been perfect for a war minister. He would have been perfect for a war minister because he already know the tricks and trades. He already know everything that they do. You know what I'm saying? So we need to start electing these people and putting them in place and paying them, paying homage to them, paying dues to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only way this shit's gonna happen. We have to find some way to trust long enough to get stuff done. You know, like in our group, we had this this experiment that we wanted to do. And it's basically we just wanted to get 1 million niggas together, you know, all across the country. It don't matter. But all we need is 1 million. We don't need all the niggas. We don't need all y'all. We just need 1 million. 1 million of us who all want the same thing. That's all we got to do. And we can show the rest of the world, we can show the rest of our people how this shit's done. You see what I'm saying? But how do you convince 1 million niggas to all get on the same page? All do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? People want to talk about liberation. Liberation costs $40 a month. Liberation costs $40 a month. From 1 million people, that's $40 million a month. That's $480 million a year. That's 900. That's almost $1 billion in 2 years. You see what I'm saying? And that type of funds, that type of money can fund anything. You want to get new schools, you want to renovate the hood. A corporation like that that's making that type of money, bringing in that type of resources, could renovate entire cities. You know what I'm saying? But it takes collective effort from everybody. When you're a part of a tribe or a nation, you can't be thinking about yourself. You got to be thinking about what's best for the tribe, what's best for the nation.
The immigrants that come here from other countries, what they do is they get all in a house together. The way that they buy the land. Let me just tell you a little bit about something, because I do a little bit. If anybody knows me here on the forum, they know that I deal with a little bit with politics. That's what I do. I got a lot of stuff going on, so I deal with a lot of things here in my community. And what they do is the foreigners come and they come to the area and they have 20 people. Those 20 people move into one house. They all get a job, no matter if it's selling oranges, no matter what it is, working on cars, whatever it is that they do. A lot of times they don't pay taxes. But what they do is they all get in one house. Them 20 people will work. And then that house that they're in, it's paid off in 10 years. Then 10 of those people will move out and go to another land that they just now bought. They'll live in that house. 10 people will live in that house. They'll pay the bills down. Everybody will work. Then everybody will move out of that house because they bought some more land. And then 5 people will move into the next house. And they keep on doing that until everybody has their own place. They start off with everybody in one house, everybody doing a job for one common goal. And after that common goal is done, they have individuals that's in the house that have different types of trades. Some people may build stuff. Some people may do dishes. Some people may do this or that, but they all go out and do whatever it is that they can do, and they bring it all home to that one pot. They put it a little bit of money in their pocket so they can continue to do the work that they're doing. But what I've seen in my section, I'm in California, what I've seen is a lot of immigrants. They come, especially the Hispanic. I don't have anything against the Hispanic. I'm just showing you telling you what I see with my eyes. They come to the area. It's a whole bunch of them. They may not be legal. They move to one home. They all put their money together. And then 10 of them will move out of that house. They'll build that house up until that house is everything that they need. And then they'll move out, half of them, into another property and do that same exact thing. So generational wealth is not something that is over the African American's head. It's just something that they're not used to because we are trained not to love each other. We will look at another black person and call him an op. Okay, like just like the individual said that was talking to us a little bit prior, it's a whole bunch of chiefs. No one wants to be an Indian. They feel that we've been Indians since slavery. So they want to be a chief now. They want to tell the white man what to do instead of the white man telling them what to do. That goes back to the question of who is respected more, the bootlicker or the individual getting his boot licked. You have to be able to know what your position is. And a lot of these individuals don't know their positions. Now, I'm a woman saying these things. It should be a man up here saying these things, and then a woman should listen and just know because she's been led in the right direction. But these days, there is a lack of kings. There is a lack of leadership. Okay, so when us women come out, there's 10 women to 1 man. So when we come out, sometimes we don't have the leadership that is needed. We don't know. We're running around looking for that leadership and half the time being led astray. So I know what I see, and I'm in a realm of all of it. Sometimes I feel like I need to clear off my plate, but the Most High said that he will not give me anything that I can't handle. So the heavy load will just build more muscle and more muscle and more muscle and more muscle. Yes. Yes. So I know that we are here today. I wanted to ask the panel a question. What does the men panel, think about women on the pulpit? Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Every day I attack that. So, you know, we all know about the dag and fag and dragon and how they occultically articulated the compassion and the leadership, which say that for unto us a child is born, wonderful, that's feminine. Counselor, that's feminine.
Femininity.
God,
femininity in general. It's been an issue here with femininity. As you could tell, I'm a strong Black woman. But why am I strong? Do I really want to be strong? Sometimes I just want to be weak. Sometimes I just want my man to lean on him and let him have all the answers. It's not, oh, see, these days, we can't even be women. We got to be men leaders. We have to be the mother, the father, the scientist, the social worker, the lawyer, and the doctor.
Is that not
That's
what
your
the
fault.
spirit is? Is that not what the spirit is?
True. But what do you feel about that being on the pulpit?
Oh, I ain't on the pulpit, but
no, I'm asking you about a woman being a pastor, a minister, or a leader on the pulpit. And please, if you do answer, make sure that you go to the word to answer. Please don't speak from the side of your neck, because I go straight to the word. What do you men feel about women on the pulpit?
Once again, who is the speaker to the Most High? It's the feminine Holy Spirit, which is called the Holy Mother. The Holy Spirit,
yeah, the Holy Spirit. But then I got into another thing about that. Some people don't believe in the Trinity. Some people don't believe in the mother, the nature at all. They feel that it's all that God made nature, and that has nothing to do.
It told us that only my sheep know the voice, and only my sheep can speak the mysteries.
Yes. That's why we are brothers and sisters. Everybody in
brothers. Brother Gharb want to go. He had his hand up for a little while. I'm gonna go back to you and Brother Gharb. Go ahead.
I'm muting.
Islamism. Okay, so a lot has been said that I back 1,000,000,000%. A lot has been said that I've been doing since 1980. And when it comes to running a nation, I know how to run a nation. And like the brother said, so then it behooves me, we're going to test. However, before we can talk about that nation, we must begin to understand law, because the brother did say they took a system from us and operated it on us. In general conversations, I'm asking a question. If it doesn't make a difference what we're called, then why do they call us Black and African American when we are not? Now, I have the United States Census, so we can make this a little interactive between us, because the main point about this Black and African American is supremacy made it up. The same supremacy that we're fighting all over the place. They made up the terms Black and African American for you and I, so that they can abuse us, so that we can sit around and say things from the position and so that we are minorities. See, they made it up. So if we can be a little interactive, please go to census.gov/topics population/race/about.html. This is the United States Census definitions of races. Now I'm going to read the first one, and then I'm going to read the second one, and I really don't have to read the rest, because the difference is going to be in the first one and the second one. Watch. Listen to the words, please. According to the United States Census, a white person is a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. All those people are considered white. Second definition, Black or African American a person having origins in any of the black racial groups of America. Now, all the other definitions say a person having origins in any of the original people. Original people. Well, that's something heavy to leave out of the definition of what these people are when you start talking about blacks and African Americans. Where's their part about being original people? And because we're not original people when we use those terms, that's why we have 28 days of history. Because you were made in somebody's mind to be operated against in their social and economic system. And that's what's happening. But then you're complaining about it. Then you clearly see the way my cousin BC teaches the scriptures. These are the same way our ancients taught the scriptures, but they're considered pagans, polytheists, heathens, Gentiles, according to those books. It wasn't about the books and the words that the way that, and listen, the census follows those books. They came with a different thought and idea about you and I that took us all away from our nationalities. On this land, before Christopher Columbus in 1492, we were here. And they called us Aztecs, Mayans, Olmecs, Algonquin. These are our families. These are our nations. This is what frees us. So a lot of people have said, well, you're with that Moore stuff and it don't work for anyone. Well, I did a video where, you know, I got some stressful stuff. Like, it could be stressful, but it's not. But in dealing with it, I went to the courts and presented myself as a Moore. I got a total different reaction than any other time. And I mean, like, respect down there is one thing, right? But the reaction for the case and everything, ooh, I went in there as a Moore, presented myself, all that birth certificate, social security card you want to refer to me, that's not me. That's a being that y'all developed. I can call it a United States citizen, but it is not me. And because I'm not a United States citizen, and because I study the law, they cannot treat me anyway, just like they can't treat you anyway. But do you know the law? What's your character and conduct on a daily and when you carry through?
Sounds like he's saying, do you know who you are? Because once you find out who you are, then you can tell them, like you did. You went and said you were more.
Islam, but now, and everybody realize this. The United Nations, they have this thing called UNDRIP, UNDRIP. You can Google that because that's one of your documents. See, no matter how they look at us, we're aboriginals from all over the earth. Please stop saying white as a person, because you just seen a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe. That's us. We them fools. When they go back in the day and talk about Europe, they're talking about us all the way up to King James. That's 1600s.
But they profit off of us by us not knowing who we are. That's why they stripped us of our culture and everything, our identity, so they can run this country, buy us, from us, and pay us nothing.
Go ahead, and that, yeah, it was Islamism, sister, and see, listen, I say Islamism. I'm a Moor. Who you? You could be, as long as you're not black and African American on this land, as long as we're not referring to, that's not Africa. That place had a whole bunch of names. Africa is a political conquered name amongst these so-called elites.
Exactly. That
No,
gives them
y'all say
license
Greek.
to any kind of way they want, any kind of way they choose. When you say I'm American, I'm Black American, or I'm Afro-American, that gives them the right. They already know who you are. They're in control of you. That's the
But when
answer.
you say it, you have given them power over you. When
Exactly.
when you use their documents and their IDs to say who you are, like you got a state ID, you ain't supposed to have no state. I got my own ID. You can have your own ID too. And the way
And
we do it is through the Moorish temples. But as in talking now, here's religions, right? Our original religion was a science that put our mother on top of everything. See, our mother is the mother, the father, and the child. That's the Trinity, not that other stuff, right? What's here? As above, so below. So if it's mother, father, child here, it's mother, father, child there, right? So all of that got taken from us. And there are verses in the so-called Bible that help it, like Moses. Moses was the first. He destroyed the matriarch when he came down from the mountain and they were worshiping the golden calf. They wasn't worshiping a golden calf. The golden calf was a woman, and the people were listening to the woman. There's no God but me. You're gonna listen to me. And this is the attacking of our. Say that.
Asherah. It was Asherah. Go ahead.
that they were worshiping.
Ishtar, the mother of life.
Okay.
The father, mother, the mother, father.
Yes. So Moses came down and he was hot. Y'all ain't gonna do that. Y'all coming over here to me. And listen, if you don't go, then they make war on you. This is in the movie, The Egyptian Gods. A lot of us didn't watch it because it was Caucasian people portraying you and I. And then the one brother in there that they had, and he was Tahuti, the god of writing, he looked kind of feminine. So that kind of turned us off. But you know what? I watch these things for the messages that are underneath it all. And when Set took over, he said, from now on, it'll be like this. That was Moses establishing war, because God hardened Pharaoh's heart. Then he sent Moses into somebody else's land to make war and take the gold.
Wait. Say that again. Seth in your Bible, people who had the death spirit called Anubis. Say it again, brother. Who come in there with the crazy man?
In the movie, Seth says, from now on, it'll be like this. And there was war going on, destruction. This is the religions. This is them. Prior to that, my mama was ruling, and she was like, boy, if you go out there and hurt anybody else's child, when you get back here, I'm going to break everything about you. That was my mother. You going out there killing, slaughtering people in their sleep, talking about you're making war. That's my mother. And I know there's sisters on here right now who, yeah, my son better not be out there. My child better not. So, but that got overrun through this paternalistic war attitude. So where do we go from here? As the brother said, I agree. Yes, we must respect each other's titles and who says they're what. Then after you say who you are, you better be able to live up to it. That's what the problem is, living up to it. So way back in 2007, I started running around here on Facebook and stuff. I'm the president of the United States. Because I didn't know better, right? I was the president of the United States before Obama and Trump. And I could do a better job than both of them. Within my city, I've been asked to run for office plenty of times. I turn them all down. I turn them down. Why would you turn down that? Because I don't get to represent us. We're not blacks and African Americans. And if I take a seat in there, I got to represent black and African. That means I got to help put you in slavery every day when my job is to dig you out.
Say it, brother. Say it. That's exactly right. You got to do it their way, not your own way.
So when we talk about who should be leading us, Omar go sit off to the side. And all the rest of them who told you that you were black and African American and promoted that. Why? They went to colleges, they're Masons, they're in those fraternities and frats and sororities. Those people helped put us in this situation, and they all did it to eat. The Nation of Islam helped put us in this situation, calling us Black and African Americans. The Civil Rights Movement helped put us in, and if you listen to that kid Calloway, Dane Calloway, he'll tell you, if you listen to him and then listen to him talk about Martin Luther King, he'll show you right where Martin Luther King was like, oops, I made a mistake.
That's right.
We don't need civil rights. We have our own rights. We just haven't stood up for them. We spend so much time reading Bibles and stuff that we don't read documents from the law that show us our freedom. We have a treaty on this land. On this, when they came over here, they ran into us. And if you read through the treaties, you can find a treaty where His Majesty told them, dump that tea in the water over there, start that war. You'll find it because of the unfair trading and stuff. Our people told them to start. That's why Crispus Attucks is the first Black man that died. See, they got to keep tying you back, but they tie you outside of yourself because he was actually a Moor. He was actually Cherokee. He was actually on this land before they came with a family. Or when they built this place through the late 1800s, 1900s, go back and look in your city, your town, and find the great fires of city halls that destroyed all the records of the city. That's because it was all going back to too many of your people. In every city, every town, they had a great fire where the records were destroyed because your ancestors owned the land.
Liars, liars. Right. Exactly.
Say that, Sci-Star?
I said liars, liars. Exactly. You talking right.
So now as we build, let me tell you that your leaders are in front of you and you're ignoring them. And when I say that, I don't mean me. I'm going to start with the Sci-Stars. The Sci-Stars need to be together, putting the laws together from this day forward. And those within the Sci-Stars right now that I know within my voice, I hold you accountable. And there's a Sci-Star named El Christina Ma'at. She would love your support for the work she's been doing. She got confirmed from somebody, and then she confirmed me as Emperor of the Americas. Not only that, through my mother's womb, we go back in our history. We ask this question: would a slave master give the slave anything that would make the slave think he is better than the slave master? Would he give him anything? If the answer is no, if the answer is no, my 1750 grandfather, his name was Caesar. Then they put the slave name on it. He was Caesar. See, when we know ourselves and we know what my family last name on my dad's side is El Yah. It had a Mick. Now, see, the Mick could have been the slavery part, right? So I wiped that out. And then I made it just like in the Bible. There's an L and a Yah. When you go back in history and study who people were, they were known by the work that they did. So that El Yah means that my family was always in that high priesthood. And then on my mother's side, we were in the states helping to run the nations. Now, so even in my family, I say, yeah, a couple of us sold out. A few of us sold out. Some did, some didn't. In my family, I know by our last name, the positions and where we were at. And we could do the same thing with your last name. We'll go back and everything that we think is Caucasian or white, you better start taking claim for what your family did and who your family is before they took over exactly what it is that we were doing. When we talk about finances, I'm going to tell y'all, we got 4.7 billion of our own pesos to work to move around. We already got it. What it needs to be is distributed. Was unit like Brother BC? Since Brother BC has been doing his program work and he's been a part of Third World Order, Brother BC has had a bond sitting with us worth 9,999 pesos a week. That goes to our government. Brother BC has been earning 20% of that 9,999. Now, because we don't all agree, so distribution to him is just sitting right now. It's an account. See, we agree on that. And he's been earning 5% for every year on that 20% that he's been getting. And then there's a way for us to deal with housing and stuff and all of that. But in his pocket, 20%. Yes, my lord.
Wow.
No. I was just playing with the powers that we got. Continue. Go, my lord.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I could look around the board and we could keep doing that. And that is, I'm telling y'all, the system, the way it's set up, right? I don't own the bank. There's no Rothschilds or none of that around here. We're not doing this because we want to be wealthy with money. We're doing this because the whole world operates with money and we ain't got none. And the way we could get it, that's about to crash. When it crashes, what we gonna be doing? Standing around looking at each other, looking for somebody else to come and save us? Or will we have our own system to save ourselves and our children? Because that's what governance is about. When we talk economics, see, when we talk economics, I shouldn't be asking you for any money because economics ain't about money. Economics is an understanding of how money moves, where it's at, who got it. So when we do that with our system, well, God, 98% of us work for another nation. We'll never have value with that going on. So the only way it does work is in a lawful manner. Whatever you're doing right now, to uplift fallen humanity. And as long as you do it with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and as long as you can help stop using slave monikers and names on our people and making us slaves every day, then you have earned a bond. All we need to do is sit down and talk about how much the value of it. Because if you say I'm a rapper and you're going to be rapping, as long as you are making positive rap, you will be earning the nation 5,999 pesos a week. You'll get 20%. And we'll say you need to have 2 songs come out every year. Every year we want 2. As long as you do that, you're bonding straight. 2 songs that move the people, that feel good and don't degrade our women and children. Anything that you get into can never degrade our women and children. There is no casting couch or we casting you out. And since it's our laws, I don't want y'all to think like I just like cutting body parts off and stuff. But for stealing, you could lose your hand. And for sexual assault, you can lose other body parts. And then the chastity belt. Remember, anybody old enough to remember chastity belts? We're going to start slapping those on these people. You can't control you.
The dollar bill is declining. So right now, I think Africa and some places they're valuing the gold and the silver right now. So if you're offered a lot of money to do some things, you need to consider because
hey y'all, gold, rubies, and things like that can't be hacked or traced. Back to you, Sister Janice.
Yeah, I hear you. And this is the thing, because this is what Gaddafi wanted to start before they took him out. He wanted them to have their own money and gold and billions within their own system. And they wanted all the Africans to come together as one. And that was just too scary for some people, so they had to take him out. But I'm telling you, when you're offering a lot of money to do some things, you need to consider because money and the dollar bill is going down. So just consider that right now.
Right. So when it comes, the name of what we built is a Maxim Trust. I don't want to say it's a bank because it's really just an idea, right? And so the whole idea starts with your work. See, we don't want to put the value of our pesos on gold and silver because these fools keep fighting over the land. Anything that has to do with land, that's what they want to fight about. So I'm not scared of them, but why put it on the land? This is why they get to say in their economics, they get to say the minimum resources, well, the creator said it was in abundance, and you're saying it's scarce. It's not scarce. The way you utilize it is. It's because they consider the wealth off the. See, once our people, when it came to gold, and you can find these old stories, our people considered gold the sweat of the sun. Sweat is dirty and nasty. Don't nobody want to. That's why you find stories where they say our people ran past gold. They try to call us stupid. They ran past gold. They just threw it around, kicked it around. It's not that we're stupid. Nobody cares. That don't have the same value to me that it has to you. It's from the creator and a part of the land. This is why our ancestors didn't understand when they said, I own the land. You own the land? How? That's so way out there. So when we value our work towards our nation, we are free from everything and everybody. Now, if you as an individual, a group, y'all build a business and then y'all want to go buy gold, well, let me know, because I like investing. I to a level, I could be a capitalist. I love it. I like, and not to make y'all have bad thoughts of me, but see, I know what money is for real. Economics is for real. Interest in gambling is all a part of it. If you don't understand that, without the money, what? It doesn't. It's all a part of big time money. That's why it exists. That's why it's there. It's just that people, they don't know how to moderate themselves, so they get lost in things. You see what I'm saying? And then it becomes bad and your family loses out and you done bet too much. So, all right, it's a bad thing. It's a sin. But just operating in finances is a sin. The whole idea for me to say, well, this is money, and then fix it so only me and my crew get it and get the most of it. And y'all see when I say crew, every time the system fails, who gets bailed out? The people with the money. So right then and there, money's not right and it's unfair. So, and now it's fiat. Our money is real. Time plus energy equals pay size. That's one of the realest economic systems you could ever have. That makes our money gold. That makes your sweat gold. And there's nothing that the system can stop about it. So when so in building trust, what do you do? What do these young boys and young sisters, what do they do? Who's sitting around coding? We need people going after all the coders. And then if we say, well, all these Facebook apps and stuff, then start making our own. But remember, we're on the internet, so you're still going to have some type of dealing, but at least we made our own now. You see what I'm saying? Trying to get in the industry, we own the industry. So then therefore, we should be having, our family should be dropping music that makes sense without all the cussing and stuff. Somebody should set up a little radio type station, or just say, I'm a DJ, and jump on the internet and 2 or 3 hours a day, different times, jump on and play the new, and I got music. I make music too. So we can do it, but we have to take the time to do it. And we have to show everybody that we're doing this for ourselves. What's outside of us, we're not against it, but we're definitely not for it either. We're not teaching and living the way other people. We have cleaned ours up. Our sisters will not be on stage naked in front of us, shaking their booty and talking about how good it is, red bottom boots and all that. We don't care about none of that stuff. She could say a whole bunch of other stuff about us raising our children right and keeping us safe and protected, and her womb and how good life is. She could say a whole bunch of other stuff as compared to what's being said.
They're coming after you for that. Don't think it's all they just gonna pave the way. They're coming after you. When something works in the system for our people, trust me, you'll get so much opposition. But the thing is, you got to set your mind like flint, and you got to do this. This is what it's going to take. So,
hey, didn't the word say, when you do what's supposed to be right, the world, including atoms, which is in the cells of your body, will go against you? Back to y'all.
Yeah.
Bring them on, baby. Bring them on. I'm telling you, when they want me the $80,000 to shut up in the hood, they one afternoon they told me, you're opening up a can of worms. I'm twisting. I'm twisted, baby. This can's gonna get popped. I don't care what the results are, and now we all know what the results are. But I opened the can. Don't tell me I'm gonna open up a can of worms, saving my people. I'm opening it, and don't threaten my side stars who are out here working. See, look, That dude, Charleston White, I love him. I just ain't go as far as him. I don't want to be beefing with nobody. I ain't scared, but I don't want to be beefing with. We don't have to. But the things he say and the way he talk to the gang, yo, y'all need to have him on next. Y'all need to get next to him. The side stars need, you know what, brother? You trying to save our sons. I love that, brother. You trying to stop our houses from getting shot up. I love that, brother. The mentality, the thought. We find too many reasons, like we're saying, to separate. Instead of, I could say, Charleston, why all that cussing you do, bro, or I'm not with that, and I'm not with the, I understand people threatening you and all that, but I'm not going to be the one to say like that. Especially, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do to you. I might show up where you are, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm not with all that. I can't be with that flashy stuff. And then men, real men know what I'm talking about. Nothing need to be spoken or said. You done sat there and ran your mouth like that? Amen. So this whole idea of who we are comes from us now. See, when we wake up tomorrow, it's a new day. How do we wake up tomorrow? What do we plan on? What do we talk about? Did any of us try to contact each other and say, hey, yo, I like what you said. Now let's build this and let's build that. Oh, I heard you make music. Then let's collab. Let's get it popping. Oh, I could be a DJ. Is somebody going to jump on here and say, yo, I'm a DJ. This is my thing. From now on, I'm going to be on at this time of the day. This is how we build. Plain, and then we're trusting you to do that. We're trusting you to do it. You're our new news channel. When we give news, when BC go live and he's speaking, you report that news. When I go live, you hear me speaking, you report that news. When you hear the other brothers and side start speaking, you take it amongst you to report that news and get people under you. Because through our pesos, I'll show you how you build it out. I'll show you straight how you build. All it takes is bonds that we agree to from us. That's it. We don't need anything else from anybody else except us. And I'm going to tell y'all again, I'm not worried about their anger. Number one, because I know we're doing this by law. And if you're saying that they'll come after Black and African American people, we're not Black and African Americans doing this. The judge said, are you a United States citizen? I said, no, I'm a Moorish American. My estate is a United States citizen. The birth certificate, social security card, that document you holding, that's the United States citizen. He said, I'll accept that. Yeah, I'm not.
Masters, that's the slave master's key. Go ahead.
So I'm not your property anymore. I will not let you deal with me as your property anymore. And I will not let you categorize me in any other way that makes me say I am a United States citizen, I'm a Black or African American. But the thing, we need to say this collectively as a people and do not come and hold people to your religion. When your religion came from our sciences, when they called us pagans, polytheists, heathens, and Gentiles. They put all of us down, stole our way, and yeah, the Ashkenazi Jews, everything, they stole it from us. But it was me and you fighting each other that made it happen. Me and you were fighting. Muslims, Christians, Israelites, Jews. That was mine, your story all through Rome and Greece. That's mine, your story. That don't belong to Caucasian Europeans. Since we forgot about it, they just put it up there and kept the stories because they were good and they helped society along. Yeah, we'll keep that. We got them again. But that wasn't them. All them stories are you and I, and half those people didn't live. Moses of the Bible.
But that's how they work. Divide and conquer. If they can get us arguing within each other, and this is what they're saying about the whole United States. If they can conquer the United States on a smaller level with individuals, then they can conquer the whole country like that.
And this is what we're fighting right now. This is what we're fighting right now. That's why only uplift fallen humanity, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and stop calling us by slave names. After that, I don't want to argue with you. I want to build with you. That's it. whatever title you claim, until you stop being a emperor, a leader, then you're a leader. As long as you rocking on those principles, you're a leader. Who am I to come and tell you you're not a leader until I see you? And then I help you. I will assist you in either building us or destroying yourself. Either way it goes. I'm the one who listen, when I came into this Moor thing, I found these temples so divided and I found so much corruption. Honestly, I started telling people, yo, either the Moors are going to become one or we're going to stop talking. So this is what I did. When I talked to people and heard they was victims, I called the police. And they said, what? I said, call the police. The prophet said, don't call the police. And I said, and that's what they're counting on, that you won't call the police because the prophet said it. Call the police and have them arrested. We started getting people arrested. I don't care. You're robbing people. Go to jail. Don't tell me you're a Moor and you stole from somebody. You can't be. Don't tell me you believe in uplifting and you stealing, you bringing people down. You're doing the opposite of everything we said we are. So do I really need to respect what you're claiming? No. And guess what, y'all? When I point a finger, see, I know there's 4 more pointing back at me, and then there's the opposite one doing something, trying to pick on somebody else. I know there's 3 pointing back at me. And I take accountability for those 3 pointing back at me. So I expect you, and I'm gonna put you in a position to do the same thing. And this is how we build. We have to let some things go, and we have to change the narrative of everything we think. They lied to us about everything.
That is
everything we
fight
know
within itself, changing people's minds
to follow them.
Yes,
to follow them down along the golden road
about themselves, to know the real truth. Because once you are set in your ways 40, 50 years of knowing one thing, how are you going to change that mind? How are you going to do it?
And this is where we're at. And if we don't read, we don't read the correct things. It's sad to me, y'all. It's been this way since 1980. I've been trying to,
but it's not. We got to start somewhere. So just keep pushing. Just keep, because within the system, you have traitors, bootlickers, ass kissers. You're gonna have these things. Opposition is coming, within and without. Without this, around the system and within the system, you got to consider all these things, but keep it moving.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm 58. I can still dance like when I was like 20. I can still dance now. I'm not talking about fighting, right? I said I could dance.
Dance.
So if I can still move my body effectively while I'm dancing, I don't know. I'm telling y'all, these side stars, they safe by my word in my hand. So you don't want to disrespect them out of the way. Now they everywhere they are, they got brothers around them. And they should be repeating back the same thing I'm saying about any of the side stars that we got our army right there. Those of us who are willing to say that, those of us willing to stand up, dig on your army. Don't talk about protection. We got it. We set. Now we have to move properly within the law. And remember, it's our ancestors' law that we're actually operating in, not their law, the white man's law. They took everything from us. It's ours. But they're the ones who call us Black and African Americans. We didn't decide that. Our families have beautiful names. We need to get back to that. I yield the floor.
Amen. Amen.
Powerful. Yeah, man. Every day the spirit, which is the same thing as us, we are one. And the Most High God, the scariest thing that they scared for us to say, that we gods and goddesses. I was like that at one time. So you have the spiritual soul and DNA physically of the manifestation of what I'm talking about, because DNA is still strands. It's still strings of the consciousness of the cosmos. We are ether beings, to be exact. That's what a god is, ether. And so Cuz explained it well. We hope to have him on many more times. This is his tribe. See, y'all didn't get to hear that. I didn't hit the live button. I wanted to make sure everybody was good and on one page. But this is his tribe and his grandkids and generations. All right. And so as he done told y'all, we family. sometimes we keep that on the low. So we'll set you up. You're like, yeah, that dude ain't nothing. And then go back and tell it. But man, my cousin held me down when I was ignorant in truth. You hear me? He still work with me. He said, well, one day, like Sister Janet said, well, one day I'm going to keep pressing them. One day he'll get it. And then one day, this is what y'all got today before y'all. And as you hear it from another mouth and another source, someone who really knows me, who really hugged me, who seen me face to face, who got the same molecules as I do, from the same hometown in where I'm from, in Connecticut, up north. Let's make it right. So those that thought I forgot, I ain't forgot. Shout outs, Aziza, shout outs, cousin Zakia, shout outs, all to the family. So I'm not gonna add to nothing that he said. So Sister Janice, or Elia, Gharb, if y'all don't have no closing remarks, then we're gonna go ahead and close. But this is just the introduction. And I like that he surprised me, man. He had other people come on, brother. I wanted to see, I want to get with that brother and the sister that was up here. And you, well, you know how we do it. And you know,
I came in on the sister asking about the pulpit. I wanted to, expound on that a little bit, but it's just a boys' club, and God will use anybody He want to use.
What you mean it's a boys' club? No, it's an energy club. We energy.
Well, we don't do nothing without the side stars around here. Side stars are always around us.
I'm talking about teachers that don't want the women in the pulpit. That's all. That's a boys' club. So because God can use anyone He want to use. If He could use a donkey to tell the prophet, and He can use anybody. So
I'm like, I don't know if that brother ever heard of us or anything, but he stepped all in my 10-year message in like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who is this guy? I know he's an ether being. So I didn't get a chance because they had other appointments. They typed me and let me know, El Gharb Yob, that they had other appointments that they're going to be back. But I would like for them to return, let them know and give them my information. And whenever they got something to say, platform open, it don't cost nobody nothing. We're building. And like you say, we're building for us to have our generations to have a future. So we're not the lost tribes anymore. It says in the scriptures, eventually we're going to wake up and the what they saved as an inheritance is going to be ours. And then we got to have our own, because we got to go back to the ether. Back to y'all.
Yes, sir.
And you want to be anointed enough to come and to use to collect people, the right people, the ones that know you talking truth and righteousness. So,
we speak to each other. We, Sister Janice, we speak to each other and we vibe off each other. So the side stars, see, all right, so the other thing was all the temples were arguing with each other. And I in my mind said we should just be one through all the temples. There shouldn't be. I mean, if there's this, is fine, all these temples. But however, there needs to be a body from the temples that is one. I've been telling them this for a while. So now it is amongst us, Sister Janice, because I do not just claim a Moorish temple. I'm with all my people, all Aboriginals. So it's up to us to say, well, now Sister Janice, she belongs at the table with Ma'at and Supreme Ma'at helping to make laws on us. Now she can contact El Christina Ma'at and learn about these type of things, and then she can give hers, and they can go back and forth about how we move our women and then bring other women on. Next thing we know, y'all got some show going on, and y'all gonna tell us, well, we're on Saturdays and we're talking to the young women. Brothers only come on here to make sure no other brothers are coming in here. Let the brothers know we got. But other than that, brothers shouldn't be speaking and even trying to listen. They're just here for security.
Good. Yes.
This is for the women to come together and get our daughters. And then the brothers do the same thing with the sons. No more questions about whose job is it to cook and that. You know whose job it is? The hungry person standing in the kitchen. Just start cooking. He will appreciate it. He'll appreciate it. Maybe get together and y'all done made your own recipe and you can sell it back to the rest of us.
To come together as a combination of one, too, also, because we.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't want to just be just women or a group of just men, because that usually don't turn out too good. But
No, well, see, there's times. There are
yes,
different times.
right.
And
There
then
are times.
and the reason why we're separated is so that when we come back stronger for and with each other. And like the brothers can have we're gonna do this right here. We would appreciate the sisters help like this, and then the sisters go back, and then when we all come together, we say, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. And it's gonna go like this, that's gonna go like that, right,
And that's
and then we
good.
move.
That's good. That's a good thing. And I respect that. And all these sound good. We just have to implement it, you know.
24/7. This is what I do.
You got to go to the group Third World Being, Sister Janice. This is already an active, like what we doing in active. It's already in play. So, make sure you shout out all your platforms, cuz, so that people can know, even those that sometime if you're on the radio.
All right.
Okay, so I have the Third World Order. I don't do the radio show like that anymore. I was on Blog Talk and all that, but I got off of that. But I have Third World Order. Then I have a Mexum Trust. A Mexum Trust is the financial page. And for those who don't know, the world financial markets will open up tonight at 6 p.m. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. Financial markets start trading all over the world. And the Empire in Nubia is our international connection through King Tommy he's up in Canada, and he represents us on an international level because, coming from Jamaica, he has that connection. So when he speaks internationally, he's speaking for all of us internationally. Nice. I have people who want to trade. I have people who want to do this. I know people here, and I know people. He's speaking for us in other places right now around the world. And so, this is why we just accept each other, because everybody has a connection in a way. Now, if you begin to, I'm going to do this, and then you didn't do it, and you didn't do it, you didn't do it, then we have a right to say, okay, brother, sister, maybe, you should slow down, get some things right, then come back. Because other than that, it's on the table. Let's get it done.
All right. Amen.
Peace and love. Thank you.
As well as you. It's nice.
Thank you. And everybody. Oops, I put the wrong screen up there. Sorry, y'all. All right, so thank you. I got my family, Of course, that my guardian angel, my mom, and this is my cousin, more like a brother, big brother, mentor. And so any questions or anything you want to be a part of, this is who you come see or get with me, and I'll lead you to them or lead you to the way. All right, make sure you can see my face. I don't like when I'm talking something you can't see me. So you can see my eyeballs. That's connected to my soul. So you can get with me. All right. Shout out to Elizabeth De Los Santos. This is the one I told you, and you got with him because you're a powerful sister. All right, and I know that he could use you as well as what we do here at the Holy Ghost Power of Christ Ministries. So or Hamashiach Productions, same thing, just in Hebrew. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right there, cause I will get with you some more. And
peace and love.
Peace and love, my Lord. All right.
Peace
Shalom,
love,
Sister Janice.
Shalom.
Peace and love, goddesses. Thank you.